businessman, or is it something more sophisticated? I would like to know that. I think if you put it down like that and kind of more human level, then it's kind of make it more easier to understand it.
I think in the next round of negotiation between Kosovo and Serbia, ordinary people, citizens' interest should be in the first point. We are 11 years after the war, and we still cannot travel freely to Serbia. We are 11 years since the war ended, and we still don't know about 1,887 missing persons. And these are concrete topics. These topics should be discussed. It's very important for us as ordinary citizens to solve these kind of issues. We are all aiming at the European Union, but we don't have freedom of movement in region. From Kosovo you cannot travel to Bosnia, from Kosovo you cannot travel to Serbia. We all should promote and we all should work, and the negotiation should be very crucial in this point, in citizens' interest. Okay, those state interests, those big topics, those are important, but there should be considered the citizen interest. We've been trying to use different mechanisms to kind of force politicians, especially in Kosovo, to talk about these kind of problems. Because, I mean, I face problems if I want to come to Serbia. There are thousands of families who don't know about missing persons. There are problems, for example, in sports. There is no sport activity in Kosovo that can attend international competitions. There are thousands of young people playing with different kind of sports, and it's important for them to show their talent. So this is a practical problem. So it's I think this is the
Anita.
But I think these kind of talks are even more important than the talk that politicians are doing, because in this way people can actually see on television that we can sit together and that we can talk about these issues. And I think that in 5 or 10 years probably most of us will be leaders of our countries, in some parts anyway. So, and we will remember how we could just sit on the table and talk. And I think that is the solution.
Can you imagine any 5 people any 5 young people from Serbia and any 5 young people from Kosovo sitting and talking just like we do now?
Of course.
Yes, without any conflicts or something like that.
That's what I was going to say. The discourse on the political level is always much different, and whenever you have, I don't want to just say young people, ordinary people, any kind of people, when you have them sit down and talk, it flows naturally towards problems and similarities that we have. I mean. It's just it's a very normal discussion. So talks on the political level are completely different. And if we could have more forums like these to discuss, this would be the most natural way to promote sort of that cooperation. Because if we wait for the issues, I can call them that, to be resolved on the political level, it will take years and years and years. I think we as ordinary people can actually do much more to overcome those barriers.
Is there maybe a problem in the clash of generations? Maybe young people are more open and more willing to talk to each other. Maybe our parents who lived in a different country with a different name, and the whole generations of theirs, maybe they have problems, maybe they cannot communicate anymore.
But
that's where young people should enter and try to re-establish those
the youth, well, at least I mean I speak for Kosovo, doesn't really dwell in the past that much. I mean, yes, that was there, and the horrible things happened. But when, and I'm sure that those of you that have been to Kosovo can confirm this, we don't really care. I mean, people from Serbia are free to come, and we will talk about different kinds of things. We will go out, we will drink and have fun. We will talk about problems as well, but we're not really that concerned with what has happened, and this is of course one difference, I mean, between the older generations, which witnessed the atrocities that happened, and between the young people who most of them don't remember. So that's one advantage, one thing that we can use the youth to have more dialogue.
But I have kind of a mixed feelings about these negotiations. On the one side, it's fear that the media and some of our politicians will try to force some, for me, completely irrelevant subjects and completely ignore the important things. On the other hand, I'm hoping that both our and Kosovo politicians have learned something in the past 2 decades, and that they will find a way to cooperate and to find solutions for real problems. Also, I think that, as always, the solutions will come from ordinary people. They are the ones who have to live together, not our politicians.
I disagree on that the older generations are not willing to cooperate. Actually, they have been communicating, they have been living with each other in Pristina, for example. They had neighbors, and whatever happened during the war, they didn't see each other. For example, now Serbians were not living in Kosovo for years. But I would mention two cases that that happened personally to me. One is that I was in a cab driving in Belgrade, and the taxi driver asked me where I am from. I told I come from Kosovo, and he was like, "Oh, you're from Kosovo, how is it live there?" And he started to say bad words about politicians in Kosovo, politicians in Serbia. He said, like, they are all corrupted, it's us, people who are suffering. And another case in Pristina, there were a couple of young people through our visiting program of Youth Initiative for Human Rights, and they entered a store and they tried to speak in English with an old man, and he didn't speak English, and he suddenly understood that they're speaking Serbian, and he said, like, okay, now we can speak in Serbian because I speak fluently. So in those two cases you can see that there is a will for communicating. It's not, again, it's media, it's politicians that are making this all worse than it is.
This discussion is a message to those people. It's the message that we want to communicate with each other, that we are showing that we want to communicate with each other, and they need to listen to us. The problem is they're not listening to us. We are having a chance for our voice to be heard every 4 years in the elections, but the relationship they built towards the young people in not just in Serbia and Kosovo, or in the whole region, is making the situation more difficult, because young people are not going out to vote on the voting day, which is a problem. And we're now sending a message: if you're not ready to communicate, if you're not ready to make new connections, we are ready and we want to make new connections. And
we just started.
Yeah, we just started it. We started it a few years ago, actually.
I think especially in prison, everyone are talking Serbian. And I had the same situation with the cab when I came in, and when he asked where are you from, and we said Belgrade. Oh, I learned Serbian, Croatian, and he started some folk song to sing. It was really funny. And that is one good thing too. And I think that as much as we maybe have problems, these talks are the only way of future. We need this. We can want it or not want, but we need it because we are living in the same region. We have to work together and we have to live together. So this is the only way. I think it is.
I had a chance to meet young people from all over the ex-Yugoslavia and to discuss with them about subjects